If you're already familiar with Tokyo and want a nearby place to relax for a few days, Hakone is a reasonable choice. It only takes an hour and a half by train, and you'll have simple yet complete experiences. Soaking in an onsen, viewing Lake Ashi, tasting Owakudani's black eggs, and seeing Lake Ashi through a red Torii gate. I spent exactly 2 days and 1 night here, leaving Tokyo in the morning and returning the next evening. If you also have just 2 free days and want to try a short yet fulfilling trip, this travel documentary will help you plan your own itinerary easily. Summary of 2-day itinerary in Hakone. Day 1. From Tokyo to Hakone. Mountain train. Open-air museum. Owakudani. Pirate ship. I departed from Shinjuku Station at around 8 a.m. I booked my Odakyu train ticket in advance, about 17 to 18 USD per ride, direct to Hakone Yumoto Station, taking about an hour and a half. On the train, I chose a window seat. The ride was pretty smooth. After leaving Hakone Yumoto Station, I transferred to the Hakone Tozen Railway, a small red mountain train that runs slowly as the tracks wind around the hillside, lined with trees on both sides. The breeze cool, the air much fresher than in central Tokyo. My first stop was the Hakone Open Air Museum. This is Japan's first open-air sculpture museum. The entrance fee is about 13 to 15 USD per adult. You can buy tickets online in advance for a better price. After getting my ticket, I strolled along the stone-paved paths through the green grass. Sculptures big and small everywhere, plus a special exhibit of over 300 works by Picasso, from sketches and ceramics to paintings. I climbed up the symphonic sculpture glass tower with a spiral staircase inside and light shining through colorful glass panels, looking out over the sculpture garden below. Next, I continued to Gora Station, a small station with a few winding slopes. Cafes on both sides. I stopped at a cafe serving Nepalese-style curry, plus a French-style croque monsieur with cheese. I ate while looking out at the garden outside. After eating, I walked through Gora Park, a French-style garden built during the Taisho era, with a fountain and azalea beds blooming in season. The paths are clean, with stone benches along the way for visitors to rest. Inside, there's also a greenhouse with hydrangeas. If you like, you can stop by the tea house or sign up to try pottery or flower arranging yourself. Leaving the park, I headed to the Hakone Ropeway Station, the region's famous cable car line. Riding the ropeway from the cabin, I could see Owakudani Valley, an active volcanic area with thick rising steam. I got off to try the black eggs, a specialty boiled in the sulfur hot springs. The shell is pitch black, but inside it's just a regular boiled egg. I ate it just to taste it. After getting off the ropeway, I continued on to Lake Ashi. Before boarding the pirate ship, I stopped by Hakone Shrine, a famous Shinto shrine over 1,200 years old, located right on the lakeshore, marked by a striking red Torii gate standing in the water. From the lakeside Torii gate, I walked along the stone steps leading up to the main hall, the path lined with pine trees, quite peaceful. In the shrine's courtyard, I washed my hands, tossed in a few coins, clapped my hands to make a wish, then walked back down to the pier to continue my trip. I switched to the pirate ship, a sightseeing boat designed to look like a pirate vessel. The ship has multiple decks, with seating both inside the cabin and outside. I chose to sit on the top deck, where the wind is strong but the lake view is unobstructed. A round trip on the lake takes about 30-40 minutes. The ship moves slowly, enough time to take in the scenery along the shores and snap a few photos. After that, I visited the Hakone Glass Forest Museum, located not far from the pier, easy to reach by taxi or bus. The entrance fee is about $12.15 USD per person. The museum is designed in an Italian style, famous for its Murano glassworks sparkling under the sun. I strolled through the outdoor garden, with trellises covered in climbing roses and glass sculptures reflecting the lights scattered throughout the garden. Inside, there's a display area for antique Venetian glass, a souvenir shop, and a workshop where you can sign up to blow glass yourself. I just wandered around, then bought a small glass keychain as a keepsake before heading back to my hotel to rest. I chose to stay overnight at a villa-style hotel nestled in the woods, about 15 to 20 minutes by taxi from Hakone Yumoto Station. I heard this place used to be a private villa for a Japanese noble family, later renovated into a small hotel. The grounds have a beautiful azalea garden and a hot spring behind the building. I booked a room with a view of Lake Ashi. The room wasn't too big but had large windows, wooden floors, and came with yukata and green tea. One night cost about 180,220 USD, including a French-style dinner and breakfast the next morning. That evening's dinner was a simple French course: onion soup, grilled sea bream, pork, plus a plate of fruit for dessert. After eating, I rested for a bit, then soaked in the onsen, put on my yukata, and sat out on the balcony sipping hot tea to help me sleep better. Day 2. Hakone Shrine, Lake Ashi, Torii Gate, Apple Pie and Swan Boat. The next morning, I woke up early and went for a walk in the azalea garden behind the hotel before breakfast. It was the blooming season. A small path winding through bushes of red roses and hydrangeas, and the early morning air in Hakone was very pleasant. After walking around the garden, I returned to the hotel lobby and chose a table by the window for breakfast. A simple yet delicious Western-style breakfast: soft pudding, a hot omelet, plus a slice of freshly baked apple pie. After eating, I put on a light jacket, packed my luggage neatly, and walked to Hakone Shrine, the next stop before leaving town. From the hotel, I walked to Hakone Shrine, which took about 15 to 20 minutes on an easy path. The shrine sits right on the shore of Lake Ashi, most famous for its red Torii gate standing in the middle of the lake, one of the most iconic check-in spots in the Hakone area. From the Torii gate on the lake, I walked up the stone steps to the main Torii gate at the shrine entrance. The path leading to the shrine is not long, flanked by tall trees with small wooden lanterns hanging. Inside the shrine yard, the space is quite simple, not too wide but clean, with red wooden roofs covered in traditional curved Japanese tiles. On both sides of the gate are stone lion statues standing guard. Inside is the main hall, where locals often come to pray and wish for safe journeys. I also walked around the yard, looked at the wooden plaques with wishes hanging under the eaves, then sat on the stone steps for a while before moving on. On the way down to the pier, I stopped by the Venetian Glass Museum. This museum is not too big, located right by the main road, with a stone gate and a small garden in front. The entrance fee is about 1,500 yen, bought at the ticket booth next to the gate. Inside, it mainly displays glassware made in the Italian style, from chandeliers, vases, small statues to intricately detailed decorative pieces. Many pieces are handmade, with signs clearly showing the year of production and origin. The inside space is bright with several connected halls, and you walk along a small path to explore. Before returning to Tokyo, I found a small onsen right near the shore of Lake Ashi. In Hakone, there are plenty of hot springs, from high-end resorts to simple public bathhouses. I chose a budget-friendly place, with a ticket price of about $10 to $15, paid at the counter, then stored my belongings in a locker. There's an outdoor bath here, using natural hot water, where you can soak your feet and shoulders while looking out at the lake. The cool air and hot water helped ease my tiredness after a whole morning of walking. The Japanese people soaking with me were all locals. Everyone was silent, and only the sounds of water and wind could be heard. After bathing, I stepped out, bought a bottle of green tea from a vending machine at the exit, stood drinking for a while, then walked down to the pier. I rented a swan boat, the pedal type for tourists. The rental cost about 5 to 7 for 30 minutes, paid at the counter next to the pier. I pedaled the boat out to the middle of Lake Ashi. The lake breeze was cool, and the water gently lapped against the sides. Sitting on the boat, looking back at the Torii gate, felt completely different from standing on shore. The view was wider, and the water and sky blended into one blue stretch.
うわ、すごい綺麗。すごい。面白い。面白い。スワンボートが鳥居の周りにいっぱいいる。鳥居を襲って。
I pedaled slowly, letting the boat drift naturally, taking the chance to snap a few final photos. One round on the boat took about 20-30 minutes. After that, I went back to the hotel, packed up my things in the room, checked my luggage, then took my suitcase down to the lobby and checked out at the front desk. Everything was quick because I had already paid in advance. After checking out, I pulled my suitcase to the nearby Hakone Tozen station. The walk from the hotel to the station took about 10 to 15 minutes, with the cool breeze from the lake still blowing along the way. I found the right train back to Odawara, then transferred to another train to Tokyo. Hakone is not as noisy as Tokyo, nor as rushed as other tourist spots around Kanto. Just one morning sitting by Lake Ashi under the red Torii gate, or pedaling a swan boat out to the middle of the water, is enough to feel this place is worth returning to a few more times. I hope this travel documentary, 2 Days, 1 Night in Hakone, has helped you picture it clearly and easily apply it, from train tickets, sightseeing spots, to soaking in an onsen in the forest. A mountain area just about 2 hours from Tokyo, perfect for a change of atmosphere, a hot spring soak, trying Owakudani black eggs, or sipping coffee while looking at Mount Fuji. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next journeys. Honest, detailed trips that stay true to real experiences.